Well, with the few weeks that I've got left, I'm going to be traveling around visiting some friends and family that I have scattered throughout Europe in a bid to experience as much culture as possible. Right now I'm in Barcelona, Catalonia, Spain, where my mom's cousin lives. I've been staying with her and her husband, and I've been learning an exceptional amount about Barcelona, about Catalonia, in particular the art, the history, the architecture, the cuisine, and the culture. What else can I tell you? This place is pretty good. Gaudi, he's everywhere in Barcelona, and its layout and architecture show it. If you are looking for a busy, over-the-top, gaudy architect, it's Gaudi, and that term was coined from his name. Also in Barcelona, you'll find jambon, cured pig's meat. When I walked into my cousin Caroline's place, they had a leg of this stuff sitting out like a showpiece. It's a really big deal in Spain. For the best brand name, you'll be getting wild acorn-eating swine that are free-range up in the hillsides. The meat is then specially cured for your taste buds. It is spectacular and costs a fortune for good reason. People will even get a leg as a Christmas bonus. It comes hoof and all. Downtown, I walk through a food market. My eyes are gouging at the sight of these ingredients. I made some appies with Caroline in true Catalan fashion, and to this day I crave what I consumed because it is simply hard to find the plethora of ingredients in my hometown that are so abundant here. If you travel to Barcelona, I recommend a healthy diet saturated in tapas. It is among a highlight of tourist activities here. Wanna be robbed blind? Keep your guard down in Barcelona. I've been told that everyone has been had here, including the locals. Make sure to be super duper extra vigilant against the common thief, or you will be bested. Oh hey, it's Christopher Columbus. Being a city that's on the sea is a good deal. I had flown into Barcelona from a frozen Europe in the wintertime, and even though the snow was accumulating in Brussels, Barcelona was well into the warm digits, making the seaside stroll sublime. Barcelona hosted the 1992 Summer Olympic Games. Until then, the city lacked a major causeway around its core. There was nothing like the Olympic excuse to demolish buildings and relocate people in the city to build the much-needed roadway. But at rush hour today, you'll still be choking back the fumes. Home of the soccer team Barcelona, one of the largest clubs in the world. I visit this stadium before heading to see their biggest rivals, Real Madrid, in action. How will this structure compare to what I find in Madrid? And throughout the history of these clubs, who will reign as superior? Barca and Real may just be two of the biggest sports rivals on the planet. Well, it looks like I've come across a rather large Christmas market in central Madrid. Since I'm here, I need to tell you about last night. It was one of the most epic nights of my life. I went to the Santiago Bernabeau, which is the stadium that Real Madrid, the big soccer team in Madrid, plays at. Now, they're one of the biggest clubs in the world. This was no small deal. It was a big cultural lesson. And talking soccer, as they call it here, football, is almost like talking politics. So let's just say that I'm going to be reserved in my comments just to not ignite many, I guess, political feelings within whoever's watching this. Although I guess in North America, because hockey and other sports are big, I guess, well, really, I'm not going to be getting many people angry. So you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and shoot my mouth off about this political subject and face the repercussions later. I support Real Madrid, usually the more vilified of the two rivals. Here's the thing though. I would cheer for Barcelona, but I just can't because my favorite player in the entire world plays on Real Madrid. His name's Kaka, and he is one of the classiest players in the sports world today. He's from Brazil, and as a member of Real Madrid, I can't help but cheer for them. What Madrid like to do is go out and spend ridiculous sums of money to purchase the best players in the world, and then import them over to have the best team. Not a very respectable philosophy, right? Sure, you have a club of superstars, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's the best team. Barcelona still do the same thing, but they also focus more heavily on player development and a team approach instead of the individual approach. Brief rundown, I know, but hopefully it's sufficient to shed a little bit of light on the subject. Keep in mind that when the two of these teams meet, you have people from all over the world watching the game, not just Spanish or Europeans. Soccer really is the world sport. Show up for a live match and you'll learn why. So what do I think of the Bernabeau? Now, it was big. There was 5 tiers, 80,000 people, really loud. The field was incredible, immaculate shape, and Real Madrid won 2-0. Cristiano Ronaldo scored 2 fantastic goals, the second of which was even more fantastic than the first. What's going on over there? Oh, I guess one of the street performers did something sweet. Anyways, for the rest of the day, I'm just gonna continue to explore Madrid. It has lots of various locations that are quite unique and different from one another. I've already gone to one museum that houses the likes of Salvador Dali and Van Gogh, among many others. The art community here and the museums here are fantastic. So getting to see those is a great experience. And tomorrow I'm also gonna do some more of that. Man, what is that guy up to?
Señoras y señores, soy Los Perillas de la compañía Los Trifulkers. Soy hijo de mi mamá. Tadeo, la verdad que es un perro. Sí, es un perro. Pero fíjate, Tadeo. ¡Se ha comido un gato!
Okay, well, it didn't seem like anything all that special. It was just a guy who drew a large crowd. He was really good at that. And there was a kid, and he gave him a balloon animal. Nothing too spectacular. But, yeah, I'm gonna explore, and it's gonna be fun. And people are ducking behind the camera, not knowing that it's pointing towards me. I'm a big fan of the street signs. Pretty unique. Oh yeah, and check that out. Security cameras are like everywhere, like every corner almost. So do you see that thing that's back there? That guy? Well, it raises and lowers, kind of like a garage door opener for cars that want to go down that street. How cool is that? They're all over Europe. I've seen them everywhere. There's lots and lots when we were in Budapest. So I don't know how comfortable I'd actually feel going into a supermarket to film, but one of my favorite things to do overseas and while traveling is to go into a supermarket, taking a look at all the different food and stuff that they sell, because it is a lot different than the ones back at home. And just thinking about all the different creations that you can make with those different ingredients is quite compelling. Okay, I'm starting to get excited. I'm walking down this really cool alley, and it looks like it's gonna open up at the end, and there's gonna be some sort of like view or something, because I'm headed uphill. What's it gonna show? What is it gonna show? Food and eating here, their timetables are messed. Like, school gets out at 5, dinner's at like 8:30. If you go out for dinner, you go out for dinner at like 10:30. You get back home at like 1:30. It's like, dude, that's ridiculous. And lunch? Well, forget about it. It's the biggest meal of the day, which makes sense. But you have that at like 3 or 3:30. What the F? And by F, I mean freak. Oh. That's not much of a view. Whatever. You can't win them all, I guess. Another fantastic Madrid surprise. Well, it's 7 o'clock. We've just had a good solid rain here in Gran Via. Very happening district, as you can see, with all the people. Everyone is starting to line up for tapas. I mean, 7 o'clock, dinner's not for a few hours. You have to have a snack, right? So they're having mainly hot chocolate, some croissants, things like that. Looks tasty, but there's also several theaters in this area, and everything from Mamma Mia to Harry Potter. So Mamma Mia would be a musical and Harry Potter would be like a film. So that is different, but they're both theaters. I really enjoyed Madrid. And later that night I met a bunch of Madridistas and had a fun time hanging out with them before heading to Malta.